Yo. Let's go. It's the Great Debate Show with your host, me, Jarvis Jeffries. That's Terrance Smith, Nick Ely. For the people that's watching us on YouTube, we are coming at you right now. A Podbean. We're available wherever you get your podcast, the Great Debate Show. And we're back, and we got a lot to talk about, so let's just go ahead and jump in. We have so much to talk about from NBA free agency now from the past week. Paul George and Philly. Are the Sixers a real contender now in the East? We also want to talk about Kevin Durant, who may be on his way out of Phoenix. We could talk about Jalen Brown not making the U.S. Olympic team, but Derek White did. The Celtics are champs, though, and Tatum ain't got time for all that drama. He just happy to be there. But should Jalen Brown be taking Tatum's place? Well, we know he should be taking White's place, but I'm no shot at him. We just got so much to dive into. What about NFL training camp that's coming up? Like, Brandon Ayuk is not showing up until he gets that paper, that bag. That's what it seems like. What about CeeDee Lamb? When is he going to get his bag? In Dallas. Dak, he's due for one, too. It's a lot going on in Dallas, man. We got a lot to talk about and a lot to chime in on. So let's just go ahead and get it popping right now with Jalen Brunson and the New York Knicks. And the reason why I want to start with this before we get into a lot of other things is that, Nick, you explain it to us exactly what Jalen Brunson just did with his extension.
So, yes, as of today, Jalen Brunson has signed a 4-year, $156.5 million contract extension with the New York Knicks. But the headline there is actually that he left an additional $113 million he could have made by waiting a year. What happens there is that, of course, he saved the Knicks a lot of money in terms of their cap space. Mikal Bridges is going to be eligible for an extension during the season, and then after the season, he'll be, I think, eligible for a larger one. And so he left them some room to take care of him and to keep that team together so that they compete. The idea further than that being that, once he gets to the fourth year of that deal is a player option. And so after the third year, of course, he could, re-up and kind of recoup some of that money. From what I saw, that would be a deal in the neighborhood of 3 years, $323 million, which, saying that out loud, just sounds crazy. And so, yeah, so it's not something that you see often, particularly not, or really ever that I can think of that's might have left $113 million on the table to help a franchise, keep some space on the cap space and all that type of stuff. But, it shows that I think for me, it shows that he really wants to be that marquee guy in New York, that he wants to succeed there, wants to win there. Obviously playing with the guys that he played with at Villanova is probably part of it. And so, and his dad's there. The other interesting part of it is that the president of basketball operations, of course, is Leon Rose for the New York Knicks. And Jalen Brunson's agent is Sam Rose, who is his son. So that and even for me, I even wonder, how involved the Players Association was with a situation like this, where a player left this kind of money on the table, and what kind of precedent that could set for other players that find themselves in his position. And so, good for the Knicks. It seems to me that Terrance is less enthused about this than we would have expected. So I'll kind of toss the mic over to him at this point. But I think it's good. I think the Knicks are going to be a great contender this coming season. They've been East Conference semifinals. The last couple of years. I think provided health, they'll be right there with Boston and Milwaukee and the rest.
That's it. Okay, look. The last time I got legitimately excited about the Knicks was Phil Jackson was there, and we all know how that situation turned out. And I hate to quote Stephen A., but I don't actually. In this case, I hate to quote him because the first signing he made was Lamar Odom, and we know what substance he was using.
Crack!
He was on crack. And I haven't been excited since then. Like, it literally just dwindled away, slowly but surely. Being a Knicks fan is very difficult. I don't know why I chose this path. It definitely did not choose me. I chose it. I don't know why the hell I did that.
Chose the thug life.
Chose the very sad thug life at that. So I'm happy for the possibility maybe who knows who they can bring in next year, or just even the possibilities of this year. But I'm not about to sit over here and jump for joy because this man took less money. As a matter of fact, Jalen, don't you do that shit again.
I mean, it doesn't signify like a culture change to you, or like the want to of a superstar to stay in New York. That doesn't do
I'll
something.
say, if anything, being realistic, if anything, what it does to me is that a lot of these guys go to these teams and get max deals, and then their team sucks, and they wonder why. Well, because we're paying you so much money, we got another contract over, we're paying them a whole lot of money, and we can't build a team out. So if you look at any dynasty for sure, you look at the bench. You look at the bench.
But how many players do you see choose dynasty over paycheck?
Most of them choose paycheck. So I mean, in their regard, yeah, cool, but I'm not about.
And especially to that, like you'll see him take a discount. You'll see him take something off.
Not $100 million.
$113 million.
Yeah, we just saw LeBron talk about taking a discount, then he took
2.6,
which was just enough to pay Bronny for this year. He just paid Bronny. They paid Bronny out of his salary.
But that's another one we got to talk about.
Yeah, but I'm not about to jump and be all excited about this because until I see it. At this point, the Knicks are the Clippers of the East.
Ooh, that's a little harsh. The Clippers never made the semifinals.
Is it? How is it harsh?
Did the Clippers make the semifinals?
Who cares about the semifinals?
Y'all made it 2 years in a row.
Well, what was your expectations for the Knicks this past
And
season?
y'all didn't trade the farm for two superstars.
That is true.
Do it.
That is true. They are in a lot better spot than the Clippers. I'm just saying, over the past 30 years or so, the Knicks have just, been a little bit of a letdown.
All right, that's fair. I mean, if you're looking at it from a 30-year standpoint, that's fair.
Well, T, I'm gonna say this. I like how you're not making excuses for your Knicks.
Nah.
But
Clippers were definitely worse.
If you played the injury game,
For the most of it.
I wouldn't have.
Other than Lob City, Clippers were definitely
Well,
worse.
okay. Look at it like
They
this.
were.
though.
The
Who's to say they would be there if Milwaukee didn't have injuries?
I mean,
Who's to say they wouldn't?
Who's to say they wouldn't? I'm just saying, like,
I don't say they wouldn't. Doc Rivers was their coach.
Fair.
You know I will.
Good point.
Fair.
Okay. And look here.
Is he
Look,
still there? Or did they fired him, right?
He's still there.
He's still there.
They fired him, signed him.
How do you pronounce his? Is it
Anunoby?
Anunoby was playing pretty good once they start to get that chemistry after the trade when they traded for him. Acquiring him was pretty big because I think the Knicks probably could have beat Boston.
I think they would have beat
Had
Boston.
him and Randall had not got injured. They suffered some injuries that were pretty significant to me. And I know Draymond Green went on air and said that there's no excuses. You can't use that. It was a lot of injuries. This team getting Jalen Brunson to do this, I think is much huger than what the Knicks fan sitting to the left side of me thinks. And here's the reason why, and I'll be brief because I really just want to mediate this show from here on out. I really don't want to just really give all my thought to it. But I think I need to encourage my Knicks fan over here, Terrance Smith.
I think you should be encouraged too, Terrence.
Encourage a nickel.
If you look at it, I like that. That was a great way to say that and not say it.
Right.
But look, man, I just think that Jalen Brunson, man, taking this, it's a big pay cut to me. This is like $270 million that he waited till next year. And he stops now and said, I'll take the 156 on this many years. Boom. Hey, resign him, or go get Giannis, or go get me Kevin Durant. This can happen now that he took this pay cut. And if you can't tell me, because Jalen Brunson is a star. We didn't think that, but we know he's a star.
Yeah,
if they add another star in that backcourt, because that's what they're missing, that guy that can make that shot besides Brunson. And he can knock that shot down. Kind of like, well, he's a good shooter. I don't know how good of a shooter you thought Chauncey Billups was, but he is Mr. Big Shot. He will go knock that shot down.
He made him when they counted for sure.
You know he's got to go do it, and he will go do it.
Chauncey will do that.
Like,
now, yeah,
damn.
for sure.
Yes, he did. If Brunson gets another star, like a Kevin Durant, on his team.
You think he needs somebody better than him?
Or if Giannis goes to New York. Well, yeah, it would help. But even if he's not as good as him, he needs to be a second go-to guy to say we can count on him.
That's what I'm saying. Like
we need a bucket.
Is Brunson your 1A?
It depends on who it is they go get. If they go get Giannis, he's 1A.
Okay,
If not,
let me
two.
phrase this differently. Can Brunson be your 1A on a championship winning team?
Oh yes. Yes.
So you don't need somebody better than him.
Not necessarily. It depends on who it is they go get.
But
I just gave you some superstars that are better than him.
Not that it wouldn't be, but that
Okay.
whether or not you would need to. Because all right. So for example, I don't think Damian Lillard has ever been good enough to be a 1A on a championship team.
Wow. I knew you were about to say something on the edge.
I think Damian Lillard is a great player.
However,
I think Damian Lillard, if attached to the right team, which Milwaukee could potentially be if they can get that straightened out, and if they
I told you it was Miami. He should have been a Heat. I told you guys that. It does not work like y'all said it would work.
He could find his way into being a Hall of Fame player and a championship winning player.
Well, it hasn't.
I don't think he would. I don't think you can build me a team and say Damian Lillard is the best player on this team and that team will win a championship. Do you think that's true of Jalen Brunson? That you can go build with that? Even if you took the salary cap out of it, whatever. Build me a team that says Jalen Brunson is the best player on this team and this team can go win a championship.
I'm not necessarily sure about that, but I think if there's another guy that's just as good or close to him, this roster here,
Because
they probably
I think
could.
my thing is-
because I think before he took his pay cut, and we know that they could probably add somebody or at least keep some of the crew that core around, the Josh Harts and the Randos and all those guys. What's his other name? DiVincenzo?
DiVincenzo.
Look, either way, this is a good move because I think they could have gave Boston a go, if not beating them in 7.
Because think about
With this team.
How many of those guys actually exist in the league?
What do you mean?
That you can construct a team and say he's the best player on that team and they can win a championship. How many of those guys do you think actually are in the league?
Apparently not many. We can't get any
it also
back-to-back
depends
champions
on
or
it depends on how you constructing that team too. Because
Would you say 10 of them, more or less?
Do you think Ja Morant is a player that can win the championship, being the best player on his team?
Ooh,
Something like that, I would say.
yeah, I think he can.
Okay.
I
You
don't,
said that with conviction.
Yeah, I don't think it's in there because that's what I was saying. I think before we started the show, I think Memphis is a team that a lot of people are sleeping on. I don't think it's an unhinged statement to say that Memphis could win a title.
So you don't think they need to go
as presently constructed.
So you don't think they need a Kevin Durant?
I think they can win a title as presently constructed. I think Desmond Bain is going to be that good. I think Jaren Jackson is going to be is borderline really already that good. I think the return of Ja Morant is going to be something to see.
But you don't think they're missing
anything? I think Zach Edey was a great draft pick to fill that kind of Steven Adams type of role.
Okay.
Gigi Jackson might end up being
Gigi Jackson
X factor.
Yeah, it's definitely
Especially if they can. I feel like he
he
should
a
come off
guard?
the bench.
He's a wing. Yeah,
he's a wing.
I feel like he should come off the bench and be the 6th man and just wreak havoc on.
He could slide into that 3 spot.
He could,
and that would get nasty.
Who is that? Who is in that position right now? Who's got that spot? I don't think it's anybody important. It's not for the Grizzlies at that position. So that is the missing piece, probably.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Gigi could be
I'm
that.
with you.
There was a Dylan Brooks spot, so that means they still have Marcus Smart.
I forgot Marcus Smart. Yeah.
He's not playing that position though, is it?
He's more like the
sometimes, but he kind of plays the.
Yeah, kind of.
He's like the point forward.
He's like not point forward. He ain't that tall.
No.
He's a more combo guard.
He's been playing point. Before he got hurt, he was doing it too.
He's playing because of course Ja been out. So yeah.
I forgot about him. He's the heart. He will be the heart.
I think Marcus Smart.
What y'all.
How does he have to feel? That team won after he got traded.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I just thought of that too.
And they traded him and got a guy to replace him at his spot that I would argue is better than him at his spot, than Drew Holiday.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, but I thought they were really losing a lot because I thought he was the heart and soul of that team. But I guess I was wrong. If you're better, you're just better though.
Yeah, Drew's ability outshine that for sure.
Well, to be able to blanket, some of the best in the game, that definitely does better your chances, increase your chances.
Yeah, I think Memphis is a legit threat. And as presently constructed, I think they can win a championship, and Ja Morant will be the best player on that team.
So we're calling it right now: Grizzlies versus Knicks in the finals next year.
But you don't think the Knicks could be there with them if they didn't get a player better than Brunson?
Whoa! I mean, y'all are telling me I'm supposed to be so damn excited about this.
That's nuts.
I don't have a problem with it.
I wonder what the odds would look like on that. Plus what?
Plus $1 million.
Can Brunson do it? But quickly, can Brunson get him Can Brunson get the Knicks to the finals without adding a KD or somebody better than him?
Brunson, Anunoby.
And he's better than
Josh
KD too, though.
Hart,
Right now, I mean,
Vincenzo.
KD is what these days? Just a good shooter still, but
Oh no, let's
he's a liability on defense for the most part.
Let's not get the
Can't do
game
that.
fucked
We can't
up.
do that?
Let's not.
No,
Let's
can't
not.
do that.
KD
let's
still
not
that
do
guy? He's still
Let's
that
not
guy?
do that. That's disrespectful.
What are
Let's not do
you
that.
about to tell me?
No, let's not do that. Kevin Durant is that. Let's not do that.
What has he been doing in the postseason since he left Golden State?
That team is ass. It is poorly.
It's the team that he's putting together.
He didn't put that together. Kevin Durant is not. Kevin Durant is not LeBron James in that aspect.
Not quite LeBron James.
I don't think he's
but
anything close to that.
Maybe
I think KD
LeBron
is kind
James
of like.